Hi, Misha here. Kind of a follow-up update to my last black box video. This one also about 3:30 or 4 in the morning. And more birds again. I'm not sure why the birds are out so early here lately. But at least no rain today. But it has turned cooler again. I thought I was going to get warm. It did get warm a couple of days, but now it's not freezing or anything, but it's low 40s. About 5 degrees centigrade, I suppose. But, yep, wrapping up this week. It's Sunday morning now, and survived the week. I'm not gonna lie, there were days when I wasn't sure, and there's still more orders to go out on Monday. There are fewer for the simple fact that my inventory is beyond decimated. I did a count last night, and I am probably down to... It's hard to say exactly because there's quite a few guns that are technically sold but not shipped out yet. So if I try to just, take those away, I may only have, at most, and this is no exaggeration, 10 shotguns. And before all this jazz started, I definitely had over 100. Just shotguns. I'm talking about other guns. I've had other guns sell too. Did a BBP Foxes. 3 of those sold this week. Sold a few handguns. 9mm defensive pistols seem to be popular. I don't know. At first, people were buying pretty standard pump shotguns, and then after those started to run out, they were buying things like Shockwaves. Early on, the mag-fed Mossbergs and Remingtons were moving quite slow. Now those are selling out. I'm probably down to just maybe 5 at most Mossberg mag-feds, which is about half of what I have left. Maybe 1 or 2 Remingtons. Yeah. I'm trying to be very careful about overselling, but I'm afraid it's just going to happen. It's very hard to keep exact track with all this going on. But so far, I've only oversold one thing: Mossberg 590 A1 Mariners. As you might imagine, it's a little hard for me to tell the difference between a marine coat, a silver finish, and a black parkerized coat. Now, when I'm touching them outside of their plastic, I can tell the feel. It's a little different. But when I'm just like opening the box, putting my hand in, and they're in their plastic wrap, I can't tell the difference. So, typically, how I identify Mossbergs or any shotgun is just that way, because obviously the reading the label. And of course, there's usually not this much of a hurry, so I can take time, wait till my wife's home, wait till someone's here to help me. But with these lockdowns and things happening, there's a real urgent reason to get stuff out the door ASAP. New York, of course, was a big one when they called that on Friday. Luckily, we got all of our New York orders out before that. California orders have been pretty sparse. Funnily enough, there's been still, as I said in the first video, a lot of first-time gun buyers. But, a lot of the states we're shipping to aren't states we ship to a lot. Texas, for example, haven't shipped that much to Texas. I mean, there's been things, but not a lot to Texas. Not an awful lot to Virginia. There has been some. Maryland has been a big state, and we probably you don't really ship there often. Florida, 50-50. Probably about that. We usually ship to Florida. That's kind of a split in the difference. Not a lot of Louisiana. And so what my point is, the states we usually ship guns to aren't buying because they have guns. And that just kind of further reinforces the whole panic mentality. Distributors are sold out now. Most gun shops are sold out. A lot of dealers online are canceling orders because they're oversold. Of course, ammo is getting hard to get. There's obviously no legal reason for this. It's just people are buying. One thing I've told customers when I know that they're first-time buyers, and I strongly feel and encourage this, I hope these first-time people are going to, if they can't go to a class because of the whole lockdown situation to get professional training, I really, really hope that they're asking a knowledgeable, respectable friend to teach them how to safely operate, store, maintain their firearm. Because an untrained person getting a gun is just as dangerous and stupid as an untrained person being tossed the keys to a car and just being told to drive solo down the street. But, just like with a car, if they're trained and have some practice, it's just as safe. A gun is as safe as any other machine, especially modern guns. I mean, there's manual safeties, they're drop safe, and they make them as legitimately safe as they can. Hope. I mean, it's been exhausting. I haven't had really any personal time. Haven't really been able to do anything fun. Haven't really been able to make any videos for this channel this week. What I posted have been kind of older recordings. The only one I was able to kind of squeeze in was the Bismarck video, which I'd already kind of started planning. I guess one way or the other, this time next week, it will slow down because I'll be out of guns, at least to speak of. I am diving. I have a few blim guns in the shop. I just posted a Mossberg that it was a little bit damaged in shipping. The gun was fine, but the box was trashed, and so we played with it. I put wood furniture on it. The wood's a little dinged up from being in a parts bin. Good gun, but just, not perfect. Posted a WBP pistol that been kicking around that we use for a video. Things like that just didn't really have a reason to post before. I'll go ahead and putting all that up because you don't know. You got to have inventory of some type. I'm at this moment down to about 18 auctions, and before all this started I had about 70. And that's not counting relists and stuff. I know that only sounds like only 50 things sold, but it's more than that because several things were relisted 3, 4, 5, even more times. It's a thing. I'm also not fooling myself. It will end because people will run out of money with this lockdown thing. Some people are being laid off, unemployed, so they're going to be strapped for cash. And even if people have money, it might be difficult to get inventory this spring until things catch up. And the Mossberg Remington situation, I bought all I could buy from Lou Horton distributors before they went out of business, as I said. And I really thought it would be enough to get me through at least the summer, maybe a year, because I was buying cases of guns. It's all gone. I mean, I'll have shipped my last Lou Horton gun out before April. It makes me kind of sad. I've owned Ozark Bear Arms for over 10 years and dealt with Lou Horton for all that time. And to see the last of the guns from them go, with them being closed now, is truly the end of an era. So many of our distributors are gone now. AccuSport used to be a big one. Ellett Brothers, Copes. I used to buy a good bit from Roger Copes. They're gone. Even ones that are still hanging around, like CDNN and Centerfire, that I used to buy a lot from. I'm still on good terms with them, but they basically quit doing dealer programs, dealer discounts. I mean, I was a gold dealer with CD&N, and now if I call up, I pay price anyone else does. So basically, a lot of the distributors that are left are just turning into commercial vendors. I'd be lying if I said I wasn't kind of worried about the long-term future, because things are changing so much, and the gun business is changing, and I don't know. There's going to be a slimming down. I don't know. I've been feeling for a long time, last 6 months or so, that it feels like a lot of things are drawing to a close. Like it's kind of the end of things in a certain way. And I don't mean that like end of the world. It just feels like this chapter in a lot of ways is closing, and hopefully what comes next will be decent. But so much of the stuff that I've kind of based my life on is going away. How to feel about that? Change can be exciting, but it can also be daunting, especially when you have other things going on in life and don't really have time to fool with it. And when I started this, I'd have sales reps calling me, 4 or 5 different reps every day with different deals, and now that doesn't happen. Most all the distributors are going to online, where you just go on the website and order, and boom. But it's sad, because it was always kind of nice to have that personal connection with your sales representatives, your distributors. And they knew what you liked, and they could call you saying, hey, we just checked these in, we think you'd like these. Kind of not wasting your time with stuff you didn't care about. And also you could say, hey, look, I want to buy 10. What kind of deal can you give me? Or can you give me free shipping if I take 5? The worst they could say was no, and sometimes they would, but I don't know, personal interaction, I suppose. But that's just kind of where we're at right now. So that's the gun business. It's been exhausting. Customer service has fallen off a cliff, unfortunately, because number one priority is getting guns out the door. Everything else is kind of a luxury right now, and when you don't even have enough time to get everything, check for payment, get FFL, get it labeled, get it boxed, get it out the door. I've been working till 6 a.m. doing that every day this week. Grab a few hours of sleep and get up and do it all over again. It can drain you, and I feel bad that I'm not able to answer a lot of the emails, or when people call, I'm very short, but I can't help it, because even taking 10 minutes on the phone with the customer means that probably some other order is not going to go out that day, because there isn't time to play patty cake and get the dealer's stuff. It sucks. I don't want to be a huge volume dealer. I'd rather be a boutique dealer who has specialized guns. I really enjoy selling military surplus guns. I'm just fortunate that I happen to have all these shotguns on hand when it happened. So, yeah. But I'm also kind of anticipating maybe a very slow May or even April. And who knows how long the situation might continue, so not really looking to spend money, because it might be money that's needed just to pay bills coming in the future. That's the thing about self-employment. It can be very feast, but it can also be very famine, and that can flip on a dime very, very quickly. I don't sell ammunition. That's just too hard to ship and whatnot. Normally there's not enough money in it to make it worthwhile. Anyway. But yeah, I thought I would give an update. Figure we're about halfway through this panic, one way or the other. If I do another video in a week, probably be saying I'm shipping the last things out, and then scavenging for things just to have posted. But we'll just play it by ear. A lot of the model shops I enjoy, they haven't had inventory come in, so they're running out too, and it's just kind of a time. Well, has anyone else picked up any guns? Anything going on out there with you? I haven't really had much time to socialize or have any kind of just casual phone calls with anyone this week. So I haven't really been keeping up with anyone. But, yeah, figured I'll just do this before hitting the hay. This is Misha, and I'll catch you very soon next time.